Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. I'm Gloria, and this is Yoga with Gloria. Today will be a full body flow, an intermediate flow, but I will give modifications for beginners. So before I get started, I just want to quickly go over, remind people that there are 3 ways that you can help support me bring these live streams to you. And they are by supporting me on Patreon or PayPal, scheduling a private with me via Zoom, or simply just telling your friends about me or sharing a link. So, or just thumbs up and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe. And for more information, there's information under the video's link. So let's get started with today's class. Please say hello in the comments so I know who's out there with me. And if you're new, maybe even tell me where you're from. Okay, and don't forget to like this video and please subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on my new content. I upload live 3 times a week minimum. Okay, so let's start sitting in a nice comfortable position. And we're just going to interlace our fingers up overhead and flip our wrists up and sit up nice and tall. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. You can sit, actually. Make fists, and we're just going to circumduct our wrists. And we're going to reach one arm higher than the other. One arm higher than the other. And we'll go into a side bend. And hello, Abigail and Jasmine, John, Layla, Daisy, Suresh, and Alice. Welcome back, everybody. And let's go to the other side. So if you're more flexible, you could bend the elbow in towards you, or you can just have a straight hand. Know your body and how far is a good stretch for you today. Every day is different. So let's go other side. Lengthening up and nice side body into the ribs, lifting your heart up towards the sky, maybe even taking the top hand behind your head and just cradling it as you look up. And then turn forward so you're in a side bend and cradle the side of your head as you come down. See how that feels? And coming back, other side again. Since you're already forward, let's cradle our head with the side looking forward. And then you're going to reposition looking up towards your bent elbow and just cradling your head and see if you can look up at the elbow. All right, let's take a side bend, lengthening up through the crown of your head. And then other side. Collarbones wide, belly drawing in. That's where the twist begins. Just wringing out all the way up. All right, back to center. Hello, Roseanne. I was wondering where you were. Let's take your right hand in front of you. Just straighten the right arm. I'm going to mirror you. Take it straight under your chin. Try to lower your shoulder down and then stretch. That nice stretch. Your shoulders, the delts, and your triceps. And then other side, reach it straight, take it all the way across and use your other hand to help it, bring it closer. Try to lower this shoulder down away from your ears. Visual. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna interlace our fingers behind us, lift our chest, and then straighten our arms behind us. And you're gonna turn and look to one side, the hands to the other side. See if you can lift your arms away from your body, opening your shoulders and your chest. And then other side, look to the other side and straighten the arms just as much as you can. And release. All right, let's just close our eyes for a moment. Settling down into our breath for a few breaths here before we get started. Letting go of our day. Let's inhale and fill all the way up to your collarbones with air and hold your breath up there. Reset the stress levels. Open your mouth and blow it out. 2 more times. Inhale, filling all the way up with air, holding your breath. Open your mouth, blow it out. Last time. Inhale, fill all the way up. Hold your breath on top. Let's see if we can hold a little longer if it doesn't cause you stress. Helps to reset our cortisol levels. Hold your breath, lift your chest, take the sides of your neck back. And open the mouth, blow it out. Okay, hands in front of your heart, drop your gaze. And let's take a moment to call up an intention for today's class. And we'll seal that in with 3 ohms, inhaling deeply. All right. Hello, May. Welcome. We're just getting started. Let's go ahead and roll on down to our backs. And we'll start with our knees bent. Knees bent. Keep your feet on the floor, your heels on the floor. You're just going to drop your knees to the right and then to the left and the right, and just notice how it feels in your hip flexors and your hips. So you might not go down that much. Some of you can go down a lot deeper. Just be okay. Listen to your body. Okay. So now when you're right here, you can stay here, or if you want a deeper stretch, you can take your right foot and just put it over that thigh. So make sure this foot is dorsiflexed, the opposite of pointing. And then you might feel a deeper stretch down in the hip flexors. Other side, no big deal if your foot doesn't go up. You can just do the regular one. Just a simple little stretch and release. All right. So now we're going to wake up our hamstrings here. So right leg is up. Let's dorsiflex it, opposite of pointing. And you're just going to bring it straight down till it just barely touches the floor and then back up. So you can catch it or touch it and back down and then up and down and up. So you can straighten the other leg if you're more flexible. Scissor the inner thighs, bring your belly button towards your spine, and you can touch your toes if you want. So just like that. Let's do 10 more. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. You will feel this a little in your core too. And 1. And then hold it here. Grab onto your calf here. And then you can make circles with your ankles. Point and flex your foot. See how that feels? You can pull it closer to you if you like. And release. The other side, left leg up. Draw your belly in. And left hip comes down. You're just going to release it to the floor and up. So it's not going to bang on the floor, really gently, okay? Just a gentle little tap. Let's do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep it dorsiflex, so opposite of pointing, so we can feel the hamstrings. And I don't know. Let's do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and last one. Go ahead and grab it, pull it in. And make circles with your ankles. All right, switch legs, right leg up. So draw your belly in. We're going to do a little core work here. So you can keep your head on the floor. You can keep your head on the floor and just do this. Or you can lift your head and shoulders up to make it harder. Scissor the inner thighs. A little pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, and switch. Pull, pull, switch. Just like that. Let's just do 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Head on the floor if your neck hurts. 3. Or you can just put one hand behind your head. 2. Last one. And release. Hands. Head back down, and let's take your right knee into your chest. And we're just going to take it across your body for a spinal twist. So stretch up. And then you want to lower the right hip down towards your left heel. And you can stay here. So the most important thing is you're getting this nice spinal twist. But if you're able to straighten this leg, you can hold it up. Or you can grab your toes if you're more flexible. Or you can just grab anywhere along that you can. And release. Back to center. Let's do the other side. Left knee in. You're going to turn on over. So stacking the pelvis one over the other and straightening the leg. So again, taking that left hip down. You can hold the leg if you like. And if it's too much, you can keep it bent. And you can finish it off looking over your the left arm if you like. And release. All right, let's take a happy baby pose. Knees into your chest. Take your knees wide and grab onto the bottom of your feet. It could be the outer edge or the inner arches, whichever one feels better for you. And if you're super tight, you can just hug onto the back of your thighs. Otherwise, see if you can dorsiflex and try to stamp your shoulder blades, stamp your low back into the floor and feel that recreate the S curve. And release. Let's plant our feet into the floor and we're going to lift up our hips for bridge pose. Setu Bandha, pressing down into the heels, lifting up, squeezing your glutes. Elbows can come straight down. And then down, tap it, and up. And down, tap, and up. Tap, and up. Let's do 8 more. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Turning your glutes on. 3, 2, and 1. Lifting up. See if you can interlace your fingers behind your back and slowly walk your shoulders closer together. Straighten the arms and press your arms into the floor and walk your feet a little closer together and see if you can just bend the right knee in towards your chest. If you're able to straighten the leg, you can do that. For 5, really feel the left glutes firing. 3, lift your hips higher. 2, and 1, and release. Other side, left leg in. Notice what side's easier. Point your toe if you can. Straighten the leg. Lift your hips for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release. And release your hands. Slowly roll down. Draw the knees into your chest. And just take a moment to rock side to side and think about what side was harder for you, so you know which set of glutes are weaker for you. It's good to know. Gonna rock on up. Hands behind you. Lift your chest. Roll your shoulders back. And maybe look up. And release. See if you can take your fingers out. Press down. Lift up for tabletop. Maybe the neck can go back. So they come down. And you can do either one of those two again. Oh, Krista Pittman, welcome. You can't do that. Yeah, whatever you can't do, then you know what? I think everyone can still do this one. Just do this one again. Fingertips, roll your shoulders back. For those of you that like a challenge or stronger yogis, you can straighten the legs and see if you can come up into reverse plank. Lifting your hips. This is the hardest one. And release. Whoops. Oh, look at my mat. All right, let's come on to all fours. A little cat-cow, warm up the spine. Draw the belly in, drop your belly, look up, round your back, tuck the tailbone under, looking up, rounding forward, looking up, and rounding, down, and up. All right. And then knees together. Let's go ahead and step the back foot back, lift your hips, and you can stay here stretching your calf or maybe pressing more weight into the back of your heel. You can keep your knee down if you need to, or you can come up and just press down here. All right, set your knee back down. Let's lift up and stretch out. Let's go ahead and do a little pulsing here. If you're able to bird dog, opposite arm, let's do that. Fire the erectors on your back, balance your core, your balance for the day. This gets stronger the more you do it. All right, and let's just keep it here. And we're gonna take it out. This one is hard, awkward airplane out to the side. So can you take it out without falling? 3, 2, and 1. Don't worry if you fell over. Turn to your left and grab your foot. Kick it away. Open your chest. Other side. So just stretch your calf. If you have a decent stretch with this knee down, you can do. Did you fall over, Teresa? You can do it here, or you can lift up and press your foot down to help lower that heel down. Okay. All right, lift up. Small little pulses. Engage your core. Your core is nice and tight here. Right arm up for bird dog. And little pulses if you like. It adds to it. If it's enough of a challenge to hold it out, you can keep the arm and leg up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And here we go again. Take it a little different than usual. We're taking it out to the side. Awkward airplane. Fire those abductors. And yes, we have modified version. Oh yeah, modified version, sorry, for awkward airplane, you can just bend your knee. It's much easier with a bent knee. Okay, and then we'll turn to the right and catch your foot and kick it away. All right, spread your fingers wide. Index fingers are facing forward. And then you're curling your toes. You're just gonna hover your shins parallel if you can. A little core work. If it's too much, you can come back down. Let's just do 3 more breaths. 2 and 1, and straighten the legs. Come on down for downward dog. Pedal your feet out. Shake your head yes and no. All right, feet together. Let's bring your right leg straight up. And then we're gonna bring it forward between your hands. So if you need, I see we have some beginners. If you need to, you can drop your knee and grab your ankle and bring it forward like that, okay? So we're right here. And then from here, we're gonna step forward, forward fold. Lift and lengthen forward, nice flat back. Exhale, fold. So if you cannot touch the floor, you can use a block or block-like object in your house or wherever you're tuning in from, and you can bend the left knee and take your hand on your sacrum. You're just going to turn the whole chest towards the right. And if you're able to, straighten the arm. So if you don't need a block, right here. You can feel the outer right IT band stretching. So those of you that are more advanced, if you want, you can take a bind here. So don't hurt yourself, but some people, more flexible. And release. Lift and lengthen, nice flat back. Bend your right knee and twist. So hand on your back. It's important to roll the entire chest open towards the left. And you can stay here. You should feel this IT band stretching, or you'll feel wherever you're tightest. If you want to take a bind, you can. And release. And let's circle the arms, come all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. Oh, Marosa. Yeah, of course it's okay to be late. And Fabia, welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you can join. All right, so we're gonna do a founder. This really helps with your posterior chain. So it helps you with any low back, glute, and hamstrings. It'll help to strengthen it. Okay. So what you do is get your yardsticks. So these are the yardstick. Your hang loose, your little thumb and pinky. You're gonna put one on your under ribs and one on your top of your pelvis, and you want that so that the fingers won't go closer together and further apart. So it's like a just there so that a gauge, so you keep your back nice and straight. So you want to just lean forward like 15 degrees, maybe just a tiny bit. So the pelvis is tilted forward, anterior tilt. So leaning forward just a little bit, not too much. Definitely not like a 45-degree angle here. So maybe half of that at the most, okay? So look, hips are back, pelvis rolled forward, knees are unlocked, and the knees are over the ankles. And you should already, the back is nice and flat. You should feel a little bit in the low back already. Maybe you'll feel the glutes and hamstrings working. And then from here, just take your hands behind you. You can maybe even lift your toes up. Keep taking your hips back. If you don't feel it in your hamstrings or your back, take your hips back. Try to, good. So from right here, if you're feeling it, that's awesome. You can take your arms forward. It'll make it harder. If it's too hard, keep your hands here. So hands are forward. You can lower the toes or keep them up. When your hands come forward, you can bring your fingertips together. You should feel a lot of strain on the low back. If you feel strain on the low back, you're doing it right. And if you keep it up, this will really help you reduce any low back pain. Let's do 3 more breaths. And then bring your hands next to you. Squeeze it in like a chicken. And then you're just going to come up and down a tiny bit. So every time you come up like little good mornings, you should feel your hamstrings, your glutes, your low back turning on, so your posterior chain is strengthening. Let's do 5 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, good job. Let's go ahead, forward fold. Shake it out. And let's take your right leg back, left leg back. Nice strong plank. If you need to come to your knees, you can, or your forearms. So try not to have a saggy back. Engage your core, your glutes. Let's do 5 more breaths. And slowly lower to your belly. Let's point your toes. And then you can either come here for Sphinx pose, forearms down, or if you have or you can come into full cobra. So coming all the way up, make sure there's no strain on the low back. So roll your shoulders back, pressing the tops of your feet into the floor. Open your chest and shoulders. And we're going to turn and look over your right shoulder. Look over the left shoulder. Back to center. Curl the toes, downward dog. All right, left leg lifts. Let's bring it forward. And then right leg steps forward, forward folds. Circle the arms up. Exhale, hands in front of the heart. All right, bend your knees, sink your hips for chair pose. And then fold forward. Clasp your hands behind you. Use a belt if you need to. You can straighten the arms. And hands to the floor. Bend your knees. You can walk, jump, or step back. Lower to your belly, or chaturanga is halfway. Cobra, or up dog, and downward facing dog. Let's take your right leg back. You're going to bend it and stack it. Open your hips. Look under the left underarm. Open, feel that hip flexor stretch on the right side. And let's bring it forward. High lunge. Come on up. Squeeze your inner thighs, root down through your feet. The back heel is lifted and you're going to come down. It's okay if you're late. I'm glad you're here. You can stay here, or you can, let's bend your elbows a little, and you're gonna, as if you have a little ball in front of you, engage your core. You're gonna turn, if you can, to the right and back to center for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, building your strength, and 1. Hello, Tracy. Welcome back. Left hand down and twist. And we're going to step it back. Chaturanga. So modifiers, you can just come to your knees and just lower down to your belly, or 1 push-up is chaturanga. Okay? And then come on down. Cobra or up dog. And downward dog. Feet together, left leg lifts. Bend it and stack it. Open your hips. Look under the right underarm. And feel those left hip flexors stretching. And let's bring it forward. Come on up for high lunge. Back heel is lifted. So if you want to work less, then you're up a little bit, right? If you want to work more, this thigh is almost parallel to the floor. Hips are squared. Knees over the ankle. If you want to work posterior chain more, bring your knee further back away from your ankle. Welcome, Maria. Glad you can join. We're in crescent pose right now. Scissoring the inner thighs, lengthening up through the crown of your head. And then holding your imaginary ball, drawing your belly in, working that posterior chain and the balance as we twist and come back for 6 and 5. So if twisting is too hard, then just stay forward. 3, 2, 1, and hold. Good job. Go ahead and take your right hand down. Easy twist. Try to lift your right hip up another inch. And step it back. You're in a plank position. So you can come to your knees to do 3 chaturangas, or you can do it here. 3 elbows come back. So I'll do it with the knees down. So you want to keep a nice strong plank position. Core is tight. Elbows come back. Like a tricep push-up. That's a chaturanga. And one last one. Building our upper body strength. If that was hard for you, you're not alone. That's what a lot of people need, that upper body strength. So roll the shoulders back. Maybe look up. And downward dog. Right leg comes up. Let's bring it forward. And we're going to spin the back heel down, warrior 1. So root down through the back of your foot. And we're going to take your left hand and pat yourself on the back. So good job just for making it the hardest part to show up on your mat. And then from here, if you're able to, take your elbow behind your head and then press back into your head. So this is your anti-computer pose right here. So you can stay here, or you can wiggle your hands and connect back here, or you can use a belt. So if you have a belt, a towel, anything like that. So if you have a belt, you can do this. Just grab anything. If you have a ponytail, you can just grab that. So anything basically that'll help assist and bind your arms together so that one of your shoulders internally rotated and externally rotated. 1. Then you're going to release your left hand, and from here you can just grab opposite forearms. For most people do that. If you're more flexible, you can namaste your hands like this all the way up. So, and then straighten the front leg. See if you can balance as you come forward. If you cannot balance, if it's too much, please take your hands off and you can bring it to 2 blocks. If you don't have blocks, I know some people are less flexible, so you can come here to furniture if you're less flexible. Yeah, like Daisy's less flexible. So you come here to a table or something, or a chair if you're less flexible. And don't feel shy if, about using furniture, right? It's actually really good using the support of furniture or blocks. Come on down. Otherwise, you're Parsvottanasana, feeling your hamstring stretch and balancing. All right. Then release your hands to the floor or to blocks. You can take your hands out to the side. And I like to do a little bit of pulsing here. Let's just pulse a little for softening in your hamstrings. 3, 2, and 1. And stop here. We're going to lift and lengthen our chest forward. Bring both hands right under our knee. Take your right thumb into the right hip crease and push it back. Then bring your hand on your sacrum and you're going to turn to your right for Parvita Trikonasana. So it's a revolved triangle. So you can stay here twisting your chest to the right. You can use a block here. So and then lift the arm up. So the full pose is bringing the hands to the outer edge of your foot and twisting up. You'll feel the right IT band stretching. Ooh. And sometimes you're off balance. Try to look at something that's not moving. I was darting all around looking for props, so then you lose balance. If you need to, you can lift the back heel slightly. That will help you. And release. All right. And then from there, let's go ahead and quarter turn to your left for Prasarita. Parallel your feet and fold forward. So just spin your inner thighs back. Scooping your heart forward. Inner thighs back and fold. Okay. Lift and lengthen. And then we're going to quarter turn to the left and set up for warrior 1 on this side. So I'm going to turn this way. The mic is over here. So warrior 1 this way, heel to heel alignment. Your hips are squared forward. So left hip back, right hip forward, reach your arms up. And then go ahead and pat yourself on the back with your right hand. Take your elbow behind you, lean back, open up your shoulders. This is a great one to do. If you've been sitting at the computer all day, if you can take a full bind, go for it. If you want to use your strap, you can do that. And then release your right hand. You can most people grab opposite elbows or forearms. Some people can reverse namaste. So don't worry, you can swim up your hands. You can open palm also. So whatever you want to do here. Take your left hip back and fold forward. Parsvottanasana. You can shorten your stance if you need to. Try to balance. And take that left hip back as much as you can. Again, using the table or blocks if you need to. All right, release your hands to the floor. Readjust and take that belly in. Take this left hip back. Sometimes it wanders forward. It makes a huge difference if you take the left hip back. Okay, little pulsing here. So let's pulse. Feeling your hamstrings, softening each time. Let's do 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then just pause for 3 breaths. If you want to walk your hands back, you can. Forehead to the shin. Okay, so the full pose, I'll do it first and then show modification. The right hand comes to the outer edge of your foot, and then you lift your hand all the way up. So modifications, you can take a block on either side. So this was the full pose. Or you can use a block on the inside or outside. Take your left hip back. If you need to, you can lift that back heel slightly. And most of you, you'll feel this twist in your low back, maybe the IT band running from the outer edge down to the knee. You're doing it right. Let's do 3 more breaths. 2 and 1. Good, and release. You're gonna take your back knee, and you're just gonna bring it over to your left and have a seat for Ardha Matsyendrasana. Lift and lengthen. Squeeze your shoulder blades, and then both of your sitting bones should be on the floor. You're going to turn to your left towards your bent knee, and you're just going to hug it in. So if you're more flexible, go ahead and hook your elbow past the knee and find that twist. And release. So now you can switch sides with the legs, or you can do come onto your tippy toes and swivel around, and you will turn yourself around, and ta-da, you're on the other side. So here we go. This foot is flat. Lift your chest. Wiggle your sitting bones on the floor, and right hand comes behind you. Hug this knee into your left underarm, or go ahead and take the elbow over the knee. So feel the belly drawing in, and that's where the twist begins. And from there, just ring out, ring, ring, ring. So twist your ribs over to the right if you can, while keeping nice, good posture. And release. All right. So let's take your left leg back. Let's take your right leg forward for a little low lunge to stretch the left hip flexors, interlace, and bring your hips forward. Lift and lengthen. So you can stay static here, or you can straighten and bend the front knee. Straighten and bend. Maybe soften and deepen into the pose. Draw your belly in. Squeeze your inner thighs together. If it's okay with you, you can go a little deeper, arms overhead. Anjane Asana. And release. You're going to wiggle your right foot a little bit out to the side. the heel in, toes out. And then we're going to find a deeper hip opener here. So this might be a lot for a lot of people, and then you're not alone. This is lizard pose. You can stay here with straight arms, which is the easiest. Actually, it'll be easier if you're higher up. So if you have a chair or blocks, this is even easier. So just think about, it's opening up. The lower you go down, the more it stretches. So if you're able to come down to blocks, then use the blocks like this. If you're more flexible, come all the way down. You can always lift the back knee to reset it. Sometimes it gets a little tweaks. And you can keep your foot flat like this, or you can wiggle the foot to the center a little bit. Lift the front toes. You want a dorsiflex to protect your knees. And then you're going to rock onto the edge of your foot to feel a different stretch there. Still deep. Breathe through it. Don't go to your edge. You want to go to your 60, 80%, right? And then you're going to bring your left forearm down and maybe stay here. Or if you're able to, you're going to reach back, see if you can bend and catch your foot. If you can catch it, you got a bonus quad stretch here. See if you can pull it in. And release. And we'll do the other side. So left leg forward. Come on up. Interlace. Draw your belly in. Scoop your heart forward as you bend. Left hip back. Breathe deep here. Again, you can stay in that static stretch, or you can bend and straighten. So just listen to your body and, just move in a way that feels good to you. And again, if this feels good, do it. If not, don't do it. Arms overhead. All right. And then lizard. Come on down, or you're going to keep up here. You can lift the back knee even or set it down. Bring forearms to a block. And breathe deep here. I see a lot of people in class, once they come to lizard or pigeon, then the whole alignment just does this. Everything just goes sloppy. So try to have nice alignment. I mean, it's good if you're in a yin class and you're supposed to do that, but usually I don't stay that long. All right. And then you wiggle your foot a little in the center. Lift your toes, rock onto the edge of your foot. And then find your sweet spot, whether on your forearms, lifting the back knee, or on blocks, or maybe on with straight arms. Listen to your body. Don't overdo. Right arm down, turn towards your bent knee, maybe grab your foot, maybe pull it in. If you're not able to pull in and you want a quad stretch, then you can do it here. When you lay on the floor, you can just turn and pull. Most people should be able to stretch the quads a little bit like this, maybe flip the grip. And with all those nice twists, it's good to, the back is nice and primed for your favorite back bend. So, favorite back bend. Oh, we don't have that much time, but you can do it right here for your favorite back bend, or you can be on your asana. You can flip around and do full back bend if you like. Kick your shins away. Let's rock to one side and the other. And back to center. All right. And you can go on your back. If you're ready for your Shavasana, you can take it. If you want to take a full back bend, you can. Or you can simply lift your legs up like this. Or do this leg stretch one at a time for hamstrings. You can interlace your fingers behind your leg, or you can do this one at a time. So choose one of those. I know some of you have a full back bend practice, like Suresh. You should probably practice if you haven't. If you don't practice, you'll lose it. So do it with the full back bend. Back is nice and primed from all those twists. Option to lift one leg at a time. And release coming down. And let's take the right knee over the left and just take a twist. If you don't like this one, you can do the first one we did, knee in, and just take a gentle twist. It's nice to try different ones to see which one works better with your body. Again, left knee over right knee. See if you like that twist. Or if you prefer to straighten that leg and twist. Okay. And then you can just lay here. Big inhale through the nose. Open the mouth. Surrender to your practice here. Or you can join me as we close together, coming up to a seated position. Any comfortable seated position. Lifting up through the crown of your head, turning your palms up and scooping up universal, nourishing chi into your center, and press into your heart center as you smile and feel blessed. So feel all the things you have to be grateful for, all the things you have to be blessed for. And with gratitude for our practice here together, let's offer one Om to seal it in, inhaling deeply. Oh. Namaste. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate it, and I'm really glad we can share in this virtual world and continue our yoga practice. So please hit that thumbs up button on YouTube and under the video, and subscribe, share with a friend. And I stream every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday at 5, so please join me again. And if you're able to, please consider supporting my ability to bring these live streams to you. There's more information on how you can do that under the video's description, PayPal or Patreon. Thank you so much. Good to see you guys. Have a great day. Be safe.